to be cut a little bit out of it, but
well, it was always meant to be edited. You
yes.
shouldn't have seen everything that you saw there.
But that was it, folks.
But people asked for it. They wanted to see it, and even though that was actually shot quite a while ago, the way it worked out is the way it worked out. And
let me just get the crow feathers out of my mouth. Okay,
but anyway,
on to the next thing, real quick. We've only got about 10 minutes left in the show. This is an exciting new product. We're really excited about it, obviously. These are radius molds for forming solid surface. And what we can do is, Ken is Ken is going to stick that in the mold here real quick. We're using a Festool router, slow speed, and we're going to just form this. Okay, and that forms it into a perfect 1.5 inch inside radius, 2 inch outside radius.
Yep, here's the piece we did a short while ago.
Right. This one is 1.5 inch outside radius, 1 inch inside radius, and these are going to be available up to, I think, 4 inches.
6 inches.
6 inches, okay. And actually, what the reason that we designed them this way is because if you're using the perfect seam setup, you'll be able to route your inside corner with the perfect seam edges. And then how does that fit in there? Fairly well?
Yeah, it should actually be a...
that one fits, one fits on top. Yeah.
This is the inside radius. So as you can see, so if you're doing a vertical dropped edge, instead of you having to make corner blocks or try to insert a piece with this fixture, you're able to go ahead, make a perfectly formed corner that you can in turn glue right onto the bottom of your counter.
And it's a perfect fit.
Yep.
Or near perfect anyway.
Yeah, this was done. This was done as an inside.
Right.
So I'll just leave my finger right there, but you can see that matches the template exactly.
That is so much quicker than doing a built-up edge.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really neat about this is we don't have one tonight, but with the suggestion of one of our customer fabricators, actually, we've designed and are having built a little 12-inch cube oven, and it's a pass-through oven. So the dimension here is 12 inches around this inside, and it'll be the same on all of them. And this oven is a little square box. It'll be in our catalog.
It's our own Easy Bake.
It's our own Easy Bake oven, yes. We're calling it the Specialty Tools Hot Box, okay? And actually it's open on both ends, so you'll be able to pass the material through it. And if you have, let's say, a 12-foot piece, and you want to heat the radius at the 4-foot level, you'll pass it through, heat up the 12 inches or 13 inches there, and then bring that whole piece and put it in the mold. But if you're making small pieces, individuals, what we've got, the reason that this whole thing is designed this way, this is a little bit warm to be trimming, but I'll go ahead and do it since it's in here. What we've got is we've got a specially designed base for the router. This is a surface leveler, and it'll be adjusted to take off this material, because if you know anything about when you heat and fold something, when you fold it, it gets smaller on the backside, so it actually gets thicker. So what we're going to do is we're going to just skim it off with this. Now, it doesn't have to be flush, because all we're actually doing is cutting it off flat with the surface so it's ready to glue up underneath the top.
So what it'll do is when you go to glue this to the underside of your sheet good, because now once again, when doing the inside corner on your countertop, or an outside corner if you wish, instead of making up the blocks, you can do this very quickly in a fraction of the amount of the time and really reduce the amount of work that you have to do. And by milling this top edge, this portion here, which by bending it inward would have expanded upwards and downwards at the same time.
And that would be difficult to sand to fit.
And to get flat.
Right.
But in this case, we're able to, by using the small Bosch router with the special fixture that we have made that it goes to it, gives us a perfectly flat milled finish. This is ready to glue on to the bottom of your flat countertop and sit perfectly flat.
That's
great. As you can see.
Now, another thing we've done is we've taken it one step further, and so that these are 90 degrees.
So you can actually butt your other vertical joint right into it.
Right. Now, what we're using here, if we can get a close-up on this, we're using a brand new router bit, and this is a carbide-tipped up-down spiral.
correct.
which
It's a
nobody
compression
makes.
spiral.
I mean, this is unique in that it is carbide tipped and it's not a solid carbide, so it's a lot less expensive than a solid carbide router bit. So this is unique. It's got a bottom bearing bit. Now we've set it so that it's actually riding on the bottom edge of this little fixture that we've built. And what you're going to have, and I don't have my vacuum hooked up, but I'm just going to go ahead and route. Okay, so now what that's done is it's cut it off perpendicular, so you end up with a piece that is perfect every time. And what's nice about this is these are always the same size. So when you're calculating the top, you can pre-manufacture all these and you know what length your pieces are in between. So that's pretty cool. And then to take it out of the mold, you just back it up, just like that. Take it out of the mold. And as you can see, we've got, the mold is actually several pieces. There's a base that you get, and then these are double stacked molds. Now, let's say we had to do a 4-inch drop edge. What you could actually do is buy extras of this particular mold, stack them on top. These are all screwed together, so you could stack them up, screw them back together, and you could actually have them 4 inches high. Go ahead and heat your build-up in there, slide it in here, and you can make a 4-inch build-up.
So whenever you have an apron that may be on a commercial job, or you've got a
An
larger
apron like
drop,
this?
similar.
Similar.
But whenever you have an apron, which once again, this is 1 inch thick, which is what this fixture is designed to do, which would give you a standard 1.5 thick top.
Right.
Sometimes you do it, but more like, mostly in the case of commercial work, sometimes you do have an application where you need a higher or, apron.
Right.
Maybe to hide plumbing, or maybe on a bar top or something where you just have that greater step down. It's just so easy, but by just merely adding to this and building it up to whatever thickness it needs to be, and these are available in 1/2-inch increments after the initial 1-inch buy.
Right, yeah, the starter kit would include this base that you route against, and then 2 mold thicknesses. The reason we did it in 1/2-inch increments is it's a lot less expensive to manufacture 2 1/2-inch molds than 1 1-inch mold, just because of the cutters involved in cutting 1-inch material and what have you. So we decided to go this way with it, and when you buy it, you would get, the starter kit would be this clamp, which we're having made for us, which is really cool. The molds, male and female mold, and the starter kit is, I believe, a 1 inch and an 1.5 inch, because that's pretty much the standard.
And then that's actually, these are, and you should know this, these are designed to work perfectly with the perfect seam edge system.
Right. We already said that.
Oh, okay. Well, then we said it again. Are we promoting two products shamelessly?
Yes, we are. This is just great. I mean, it takes a lot of the work out of something that is a very tedious project.
It is.
And you won't have to buy a big oven to do this. A lot of guys don't want to do forming. They don't want to spend the money for a big oven, so they'll be able to buy this little cube oven, which is really cool.
$6.99, I believe.
I think it's going to be $6.99, and maybe we'll put a package together on the oven and a starter kit. We'll take a look at doing something like that. But
so you could get into a drop edge application very inexpensively, and the great thing about it, and this is really what you have to look at, is the speed in which this can be done. This literally was nothing more, just to show you real quick how simply this can go.
We'll do one more. We got time.
It's a matter of grabbing the piece out of the oven. I already have a piece.
I'm going to put my goggles on in case that piece explodes here.
It's all ready to go. Yeah.
All right.
But you just put it in.
You're awfully limp there, Ken.
Well, that's the way I am sometimes. But you'll notice how quickly it sets up and gets hard.
Yes, I'll notice that, Ken.
But there we go.
That is great. Should we go ahead and route it one more time?
If that's what you'd
Route
like
it while
to do.
it's hot. I just think this is so awesome. I mean, this was just a great idea.
Does that hurt your arm when you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, obviously, well, actually, you can't. Well, no, you can't do it while it's hot.
You shouldn't, because it will shrink a little bit.
Right.
But it's not that big of a deal. Once again, the important thing to see is...
So there's shrinkage in solid surface as well.
There is. There's shrinkage in everything.
Okay, wow.
John used to be my height.
Does it shrink when you get wet?
Only when you get cold.
No? Okay.
Didn't you see that on that TV show one time?
Yes, Seinfeld, absolutely.
But anyway.
Okay, great.
So the big thing is, once again, this can be done very quickly. It's very efficient for any size shop that is into doing vertical drop edges.
Right.
You know, you could do this in just a few minutes. You could pop this out and you could have another piece in. And so if you had a top that required multiple pieces, you don't even really have to get multiples of this. I would say within, what, 4 minutes we could have that out of there and have our next one in?
Sure.
So, I mean, you just can't beat
You could
this.
actually have, you know, several molds set up if you were doing one particular radius. If you were
And the hot box is designed to hold actually several strips at one time.
Yeah, I think it's
6, is it not? Or no, it's more than that.
Yeah, it's about 9 inches wide, and you can actually stack them. You could put a whole stack in there.
So, I mean, you can make them with this system. You can make them faster, and you can use them.
That's right. You actually can.
And
maybe you could make them and sell them to somebody else.
There you go. So, and once again, with the router, you can mill these off to where you end up with a really beautiful, clean, crisp 90 degree that you could take and butt your next joint into. You know, I just don't know what to say. It is so simple, but so clean and so fast. If I still had a shop today, I'd have to seriously look at doing a drop edge.
We did it first. This is a Specialty Tools exclusive.
Because it was our creation.
It was our creation. And the oven is going to be as well. So, but actually, I think we're good to go. I know that our producer there is giving us some more time, but unless you have something else to talk about.
No, once
again,
again,
upcoming show real quick.
Pardon me?
Let's talk about the show again real quick.
What show?
Solid Surface
Oh,
show.
the Solid Surface show.
It's not Solid Surface.
It's
anymore.
called the Surfaces.
Yes.
The Surfaces show.
Yep.
It's in Orlando. Once again, it is next week on Friday and Saturday. If you are going to be there, please come by the booth, the specialty tool booth. We actually have 2 locations this year to better serve you.
Yep.
And we would, once again, we'd love to meet you. I know John's probably just going to roam around and yak, and I'll probably try
We'd
to
love
work.
to have you come by. We'd like to have you come by and see how much knowledge we actually have of what we're doing. We are not just a distributor that sells stuff just because you can sell stuff. We're actually an innovator. We're thinking about the consumer, the fabricator, and we're building all kinds of neat stuff for you.
And we'll probably serve tater tots out of our oven.
Actually, I think we're going to be serving up bagel bites.
So if you're hungry, come by and
have a
see us.
pizza.
We'll feed you anyway. Anyway, a lot happened tonight. Once again, the raw segment, I hope you enjoyed it. That was the first time we've ever done that. You got to see our commercial shot with all of the craziness and everything. And you did get to see that my Klingsport paper beat my German paper beat his German paper at a third the cost.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
And then, of course, this right here with the fixture. Make sure you come by the show and see this. I think it'll really impress you.
Yep. Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you.